I'm Shashank and I am a technical evangelist intern at Microsoft South Africa. Today, I'm going to show you how to implement Mvvm software architecture pattern in Windows 8 application and how does Mvvm pattern works. I would like to start with a quick overview of Mvvm pattern before jumping onto Mvvm implementation in Windows 8 application. So Mvvm stands for Model View View Model, and each and every component of model view model pattern plays different role. Let's quickly take a look at the architecture of MVM pattern. View layer contains user interface element through which the user interact with the application or view model layer. View model layer contains user interface logic and data for view. It also acts as an abstraction layer between view and data model. Model layer. Model layer represents actual data of the application and is responsible for changing property of the data via iNotify property change or property change event handler. So every time when view model layer manipulates the data, it first sends an update to model layer to implement changes. And once model implement changes, it sends back a change notification to view model layer, and view model layer then manipulates its data and it got reflected in UI. So to implement MVVM pattern in Windows 8 application, I have created a demo project to show how does a different layer of MVVM pattern communicate within the Windows 8 application. So let's quickly start the Visual Studio, and yeah, as you can see, I have created a model class which will act as a model layer, right? I have declared name and description which will serve as data for model layer. Name will have a architectural pattern, for example MVC, and the description will have its full form like model view controller. I have implemented individual property for name and description, which triggers property change event handler function, which is over there, to implement property change on getting an update from view model. Now let's take a look at view model. I have created data with instance of model in order to change property of the data before it get manipulated and bound it with the view. So let's check the view that is main page.xml. Yeah, so I have created a list whose item source is data source, which is defined in view model. Uh, this is like, okay, let me show you. Okay, this is the data source, which is item source for the view model. And I have binded selected item in XAML with architectural pattern, which will get value for each and every data in the list. So here's the archi pattern, which is defined in view model and bounded with selected item within the list. Now I have two text blocks within the list. One is bounded to name of the architectural pattern, where other is bounded with the description of the architectural pattern. Okay, so yeah, so let's set data context as view model and main page.daml.cs, and let's add a breakpoint in main page constructor, as main page constructor is the first one to get hit. And let's run the application. Yes, the main page construction got the hit. Now the control will enter in view model constructor because we have defined data context as view model. In view model constructor, I'm manipulating data with the help of observation collection. So the control will now jump to the breakpoint in model, which will trigger property change event handler and send back change notification to view model layer. After get after getting change notification, the data will be manipulated and it should display on view. So yeah, I will continue it. And yeah, we have got the data. MVC is model view controller and MVVM is model view model. So it's really very easy to implement MVVM into your application. It gives you flexibility. It basically make developer independent. It basically make designer independent because designer can work on his design while developer can code the code behind. So yeah, should you have any queries regarding this session, you can reach me on this email address, or you can tweet me your question on @shashankhatri_, or you can visit my blog and comment your question, and yeah, and comment your question, and I will get back to you. Thanks and happy coding. Cheers.